Hello, Freedom Guy 55 here again. I wanted to actually talk to you about Conservapedia. There was dprjones had made this video where it talks about how Conservapedia had made this scientific foreknowledge. The Bible has made these certain scientific foreknowledge, and you have to take a quiz to see which particular sciences these verses in the Bible. What scientific foreknowledge these verses in the Bible gave, so to speak. And it's according to, of course, Conservapedia. Yeah. The interesting thing is that that when I was talking about, I mean, these are like, they're saying that the Bible predicted science, that there's these certain particular things in the Bible that had predicted science. And I don't know about you, but to me, I just couldn't help but think, so what? So what if the Bible predicts science? It becomes utterly useless since we've already figured out these sciences outside of the Bible already. That we didn't even need to use the Bible in the first place to figure out how these certain sciences operated, or even how to discover these sciences. We never even needed to use the Bible. The Bible doesn't even seem to be a very good blueprint in how to discover these sciences at all. It just predicts them. Okay, but yet science seems to be the good way to figure out these certain sciences, not the Bible. So it just renders these predictions utterly useless. But also, how do we know whether or not these predictions, I mean, this is the obvious reason, one of the obvious reasons, of course, is how do we know that you're not sticking to these biases, right? The biases of wanting to convert people who like science into your collective, and that you're only paying attention to that biasy, then you are paying then actually whether or not the Bible is actually giving these predictions in the first place. So how do we know the difference between the two? Your biases, or or if the Bible is really giving these predictions? How do we know? We don't. Because you've made these certain Bible predictions after the science was discovered without using the Bible. And throughout all of this, I mean, Conservapedia is not the only ones who have made this assessment. I mean, many other Christians have made this concept of believing that the Bible has predicted science. The thing is, or predicted scientific discoveries. But the thing is that I just couldn't help but think, out of all of these Christians that say this, that they're just becoming like the Nostradamians from Michel Nostradamus. I just couldn't help but think of Michel Nostradamus, the fake psychic in the past who wind up making these writings in somewhat like metaphoric language, or whatever you call it, that are kind of like the Bible. That when the Nostradamians wind up reading these, they wind up saying that these predicted JFK's assassination, or Hitler, and whatnot. And it's sad when I see that, because it's the same kind of thing, that they make these predictions, or at least they supposedly discover these predictions that supposedly Nostradamus had made after the fact, after this history is long gone. So these predictions become utterly useless because they don't seem to be a very good blueprint to stop these certain future atrocities that Nostradamus has written down. Because every time that they try to predict the future events, these Nostradamians try to predict any kind of future events that Nostradamus had put down, they become continuously wrong. They have changed since there are three antichrists that the Nostradamians have said that Nostradamus had made, which is, they say that one is Napoleon, the other is Hitler, and then one that hasn't been around yet. And of course, they've made their guesses. It's what once was the Ayatollah Khomeini, and then, of course, it became Saddam Hussein after that. So it doesn't seem to be these writings that Nostradamus made doesn't seem to be a very good blueprint to figure out any of these predictions whatsoever in the future. So the predictions become utterly useless for us to use. So it's kind of seeming to be the same kind of thing as the Bible here. The people who say that the Bible has created these scientific predictions. So, I mean, it's weird. But it seems to be very similar to this. Well, anyway, it's just something to think about. And I guess that's pretty much it. And I thank you for your time, and have a nice day.